Good morning, you're Kashawn Purdy, and we've got 24 DCCR 1272. Ms. Purdy is on probation and has a motion to revoke that probation. And then 25 DCCR 1523, a new offense of injury to a child, elderly, or disabled individual. And what is the announcement?
Your Honor, she was going to plead untrue to the new case, and I'm sure Mr. Nichols will want an opportunity to prove that in the context of the MTLP.
That's correct.
Okay, no agreements.
No.
And I do want to make sure, have y'all, it seems like 9 times out of 10, we set these for special hearing dates, we get witnesses here, and then something's worked out. So if you guys are going to work something out, then I want y'all to work it out, because I keep doing these and we set them for a hearing. I don't remember the last time I actually had a hearing on an MTRP. We get here, the state's brought witnesses, and
It was Mr. Hoffbauer's case, so I'm not sure. I believe, wasn't it Hoffbauer's?
It was.
Yeah. So, I'll solicit.
why don't I hold it for a
I'll
minute?
solicit
And let me hold it before we go through that motion. Y'all talk about it for just a minute. I just want to make sure. I mean, it's fine if you need a hearing, but I don't want to keep setting hearings just so that we see if witnesses really show up. And then we've got officers who have other things they could probably be doing that's more important. All right, have a seat, ma'am. And again, you're Kashawn Purdy? And will your client waive the formal reading of the motion?
So,
Let me get this pulled up right. All right, Ms. Purdy, in cause number 24, DCCR 1272, I have a motion to revoke your unadjudicated probation. Shows that you were placed on probation July 22nd of 2024 for the state jail felony offense of unauthorized use of a vehicle, and that was a 3-year deferred probation. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
It alleges that you violated your probation. Count 1 alleges that you committed the new offense of injury to a child, elderly, or disabled individual September 28th of 2025, and is that true or not true?
Not true.
Count 2 alleges that you failed to provide verification of performing the community service hours as required. Is that true or not true?
I did some of.
true or not true?
When we come back for sentencing, you'll be able to explain.
Okay.
Okay, so true or not true?
True.
Okay. Count 3 alleges that you're behind in your court-assessed fees as of September 30th, 2025 in the amount of $1,832. And is that true or not true?
Not true.
Okay. So did you enter your plea of true to count 2 freely and voluntarily? That was the community service count. And did you plead true to that count because it's true?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, then I'm going to find that you entered your plea of true to count 2 freely and voluntarily. Time on proving up.
It's going to require 2 or 3 witnesses, Your Honor.
All right, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to set this for a hearing on the motion. Mr. Nichols will get witnesses with regard to any of the other counts, 1 and 3. I will not accept a plea agreement after today. So we're going to have the hearing. I'm going to listen to the evidence, whatever it is. I will make a determination on whether or not to revoke your probation, and then we'll see what happens on the new case once we have that figured out. But we're not going to negotiate. If y'all want to negotiate, if you change your mind and you want to enter some agreement, you need to get with Mr. Kimmler before that hearing date. Because once we get to that date, we're not going to just have witnesses here and then send them on because you changed your mind at that point. Okay? All right, and so we'll set it on a date when we have a little time for a hearing.
Thank you.
Stay in touch with Mr. Kimmler. I do need an updated report, please. And I guess any information, even though she didn't plea on the new case, any information that you can get would probably be helpful for everybody on that, even though we're not pleading on it on the pre-sentence report.
There's CPS.
So anything you think is important for me to know, get that information to Mr. Kimmler. He'll present it to me on your behalf when we come back. All right, you're free to go. Good morning, sir. You're Gregory Vasquez. And Mr. Vasquez was previously in court, entered a plea of guilty to the third-degree felony offense of driving while intoxicated. I've received the pre-sentence report. Has everyone had an opportunity to review the report?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Your Honor.
Any additions or corrections?
I didn't see any, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Vasquez, I'm going to find that you entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily, find sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and at this time, find you guilty of driving while intoxicated, sentence you in accordance with your agreement to a term of 10 years in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Corrections, but I'm going to suspend that and place you on probation for 5 years. You're ordered to pay a $500 fine and to follow all of the rules and conditions of probation. That includes all the standard rules, but it also includes entering and successfully completing the JCDI program, as well as having an auto ignition interlock device on any vehicle that you drive, which you should probably already have based on your bond conditions. You are ordered to serve 10 days in jail as a condition as well. And what's your position?
We've asked to do those on weekends, and if not, weekends are not available, we'd like to schedule that out so he can let his job know.
Where you work during the week every week?
Yes, ma'am.
Where do you work? Okay, so any issue with weekends?
No, Your Honor, there's no problem with that.
So I will allow you to serve your 10 days on weekends, and that will start this Friday. You will be ordered Friday the 6th. Friday, today's Monday. Are you already putting us at Thursday?
Yes.
You're ready for the week to be over already. We just started.
This Friday.
This Friday, February 6th at 6:00 p.m. You will report to the Jefferson County Jail, spend the weekend there, and then you'll do that every weekend until you serve those 10 days. It's important that you're on time at 6:00, that you don't skip, you're not late. It's also very important that you don't show up under the influence. Some people think it's a great idea, show up under the influence, sleep it off over the weekend. It's a violation of your probation. You'll be right back in here. And so if you do everything that you're supposed to on this probation and complete it successfully, this is a great opportunity because for all practical purposes, your case here in court is over. And you'll be able to serve that 10-year sentence while you're out on probation. The other side of that, though, is if you violate any condition of probation, you'll be brought back into court and you could be facing that 10-year sentence that you've already agreed to. Do you understand? I'm handing you the trial court certification that shows this was an agreement that I followed, and so you waived your right to appeal. I've also handed you a written admonishment regarding your ineligibility to possess a firearm or ammunition. Because of the judgment entered against you, you're ineligible under Texas law to possess a firearm or ammunition. Possession of a firearm or ammunition could lead to charges against you. A firearm is a legal term, and you should read the written admonishment I provide you to see what devices qualify as a firearm. If you have questions about the laws that make you ineligible to possess a firearm or ammunition, or about how long that lasts, you can talk with Mr. Gilthorpe. All right, sir, if you'll just have a seat here in the courtroom, probation will call you up to her desk when she's ready to go over your paperwork. All right, good luck to you. All right, ma'am, you're Shay Morgan? And Ms. Morgan's charged with theft of property and cause number 24 DCCR 2102. Mr. Kurtz?
We have an offer for resolution in the case. Ms. Morgan has indicated initially that she wants to go to trial, but she's got a number of things that she wants me to look at in terms of evidence. She wants me to present to the state prior to rejecting the very, I think, reasonable offer that the state is making, or the reasonable option that the state
So
has
here's the
given us.
thing, Ms. Morgan, I'm going to address you on this. Mr. Gertz has been your attorney for over 6 months now. So if there's information that you think is important, you should have been getting that to him 5 months ago. So I'm going to reset the case one more time. This is the last reset. So whatever information you need or get to him or think is important, get that to him so he can get it to Ms. Malfino. And at the next court date, if there's a resolution, great. If not, then we'll get it moved to the trial docket.
Okay, thank you,
Okay?
Judge.
All right, you're free to go. Good morning. Are you McKaylin Skinner? Speak up, please. And Mr. Rennick, will your client waive the formal reading of the indictment?
He was.
Give me just a second to get that pulled up. Mr. Skinner, in cause number 25 DCCR 1852, you're charged with the third-degree felony offense of theft of property from November 6th of 2025, and how do you plead to that charge? Speak up. Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily? And are you pleading guilty because you did what they charged you with? I need you to speak up because I can't hear you and this lady over here has to hear you. Okay? So use your big voice. Use your outside voice instead of your inside voice. Okay? Okay. So I have here on the tablet some documents that have your signature on them that the state has marked as exhibit number 1. Before you sign these, did you go over them with Mr. Rennick? Do you fully understand them? And do you understand, if I follow the agreement that you made with the district attorney, that you'll be waiving or giving up any right to appeal? And it looks like the agreement that you reached is for a 5-year deferred probation. There would be a $1,000 fine, and there would be restitution determined, if any, between now and when we come back for sentencing. And if there is any restitution, you would be required to pay that. Do you understand? Do you also understand, if you're not a U.S. citizen, that a plea of guilty or no contest may result in your deportation, exclusion from admission to the country, or denial of naturalization under federal law? State tenders number 1.
No objection, Your Honor.
It's admitted. Is there any evidence that Mr. Skinner is not competent?
Not for the defense.
All right, sir, I'm going to find that you entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily. Find that you're mentally competent and you understand the nature and the consequences of your plea. Find sufficient evidence to find you guilty, but I'm going to reset your case so that the probation department can do a pre-sentence report. That'll give me more information about you and your case, and then we'll come back later for sentencing. You need to stop and talk to probation on your way out of the courtroom today to start that process, and she's sitting at that desk right over there. Okay? We'll see you back at sentencing. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Howard, you tested negative, which is obviously good. Let's see. All right, and so Mr. Howard was previously in court, entered a plea of guilty to the third-degree felony offense of assault family violence by impeding breath or circulation. I have received the pre-sentence report and reviewed it. Has everyone had an opportunity to review that pre-sentence report?
We have, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor, we have.
Any additions or corrections?
No, Your Honor. Not by the state judge.
All right, Mr. Hayward, I'm going to find that you entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily. Find sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, I'm going to follow the agreement that you made with the district attorney and defer all proceedings for a period of 5 years. You're ordered to pay a $500 fine and to follow all of the rules and conditions of probation. Obviously, that is going to include that you cannot have any contact at all with Brianna McClain. Are y'all still in any type of relationship? Okay. So if you're somewhere and she shows up after you, you're the one that has to leave. No contact, no communication, no sending messages, anything like that, okay? If you do everything you're supposed to, this is an excellent opportunity because you do not have a felony conviction on your record. And at the end of the probation period, if you're successful, the case will actually be dismissed. You'll never be a convicted felon. The other side of that is if you violate any condition of probation, you could be brought back into court, you could be found guilty, and you could be sentenced anywhere in the range of punishment, which is up to 10 years in prison. Do you understand? Also, it's important that you understand, I know you've talked about some interest in going to the military, and you've got some college under your belt and things like that. If you do everything you're supposed to and get that community service done, do any classes you're required to do early on in your probation. I sign early terminations from probation all the time. But it's going to be up to you whether or not that happens because you're going to have to do everything properly from the very beginning, okay? All right, I'm handing you the trial court certification that shows that this was an agreement that I followed, so you waived your right to appeal. You also just need to have a seat here in the courtroom. Probation will call you up to her desk when she's ready to go over your paperwork. All right, good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.